Good morning. This is Justin Sorensen with the Justin Sorensen Allstate Agency. I want to talk for a couple minutes about something called special event insurance. So we have a couple of examples and scenarios that have happened here just within the last couple of weeks where clients of ours have held events at different locations other than their home for different things. So, for example, one of them was for a wedding. Actually, one of the agents here in the office, her son got married this past weekend. And so what she did was she took out what's called a special event liability policy. So oftentimes when you hold a special event at a location, whether it's a wedding venue or a church, which we'll talk about here in a second, those locations could require you to have some type of liability insurance. Now, lots of times they'll refer you back to your homeowner's insurance to have that covered. It may or may not be covered by your homeowner's insurance. Oftentimes people don't carry enough liability insurance to meet their requirements anyway. Many times they want $1 million of liability coverage. But anyway, oftentimes when you rent a location to hold an event, they're going to want a liability policy. Some kind of proof that if something happens, say grandma trips over the rug walking in the front door, that when she sues them, she's going to sue you, not the location, and your policy needs to be able to kick in to take care of that, especially if you're liable for something that you set up or did anything at all like that. So what we recommend in those situations is that you get a special event liability policy. They're dirt cheap for the amount of coverage that you get. For example, the wedding one could run as cheap as $150. And there's a couple different factors that determine into that, whether or not there's alcohol served, the number of guests, those types of things will affect the price. But in the grand scheme of things, for $1 million of coverage for an event, it'll be really cheap, especially compared probably to the cost of everything else that you're incurring for holding the event. Another example was one of our clients threw their mother a retirement party at a church. And again, the church required them to show proof of $1 million liability coverage. And so we're able to offer them that. A very simple retirement party at a church, cost $100 for the event, but they were covered for $1 million liability. Again, oftentimes those venues will refer you to your homeowner's insurance company and let you know that it may be covered by your homeowner's policy. And the answer to that is it may or may not be. Different companies handle that situation differently. Something to consider, though, is if you had a claim pop up in the course of that event. Again, grandma's walking in the front door. She accidentally trips over one of the rugs that you set up or a cord that you have set up for a projector, for a slideshow or something like that. Anyway, something happens, somebody gets hurt, they turn around, they need to use that liability coverage. Do you really want to have to pay more on your homeowner's insurance for the next 5 years because you had to file a claim to get that liability covered? The cost of that special event liability policy will be a lot cheaper than needing to do that. So it's definitely something to consider. When those situations pop up, feel free to give us a call and we can walk you through that. 288-2880. That's 288-2880. I hope you guys have a great day. Thanks.